It's a race at Hungary. It's the second race of the season. The green flags are running. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we are go at Hungary, and I can't see the start of the grid. I'm going to go on board. Cleon looks to get a good start here. I think it's a very good start. I'm going to have to manually do this here. Arwen looks to defend from the V-Carb there as the kick goes around the outside of T1. I think there's been some contact. Potentially so. Everybody, I think, has managed to keep it in one piece. Yeah, everybody's managed to get through very sensibly. Craig makes a move on Arwen for P2 there, going down into the hairpin. Baz and Chubby Slug trading positions a little bit there. Chiv and Kev also batting position. There is a Haas who has fallen back there of Devaro, I think, as we see Cleon lead through there. I'm going to drop back right into the middle of the pack. We're going to see Gio here as he looks to go around the outside of K-Pax there. An audacious move from the Haas driver. Is he going to make it stick? He does! That's a brilliant move in the Sector 3 from the Haas driver there. My goodness me, I got on board in the right time there. He is... brilliant move on the Mercedes driver there. There's the Mercedes driver to come back at him here. We're going to have a look. Gio looks, defends well. Lock of the break as he tucks it on the inside is the kick driver. Looks to have made a move there on K-Pax. Is Bosch going to have a go? He's almost side by side with the Mercedes driver, struggling on the hard tires. Big lock up on the Haas. There's contact between the kick and the Mercedes driver. And the Red Bull of Dale says thank you very much as Dale has to give him room. Kev has made a move on Skarma in the background. Anyone else going to make a move? I think Dale is going to make the move on the Mercedes driver. He goes down the inside. And Dale takes P8. K-Pax goes a little bit wide. And K-Pax is sticking with him. K-Pax is sticking with him. He doesn't have any DRS, though. Is he going to go down the inside? Dale goes around the outside of the Mercedes driver. I think there's a little bit of contact. But Dale comes through. Great racing there. Skarma is right on the back of the Mercedes driver. Surely not a move there. No, Skarma backs out of it. And we can see there's a train being read here. Oh, he goes up the inside, has to back out of it. Skarma has to back out of it. And you can see the front 5 cars there, as that's a McLaren of Chiv sending it on Skarma in the chicane. That is a ridiculous move from the McLaren driver. Luke is very close to the back of Rob there. Gio as well is quite close to the back of Miguel. I know it's a big moment. Skarma spins. You would have caught that. I think he had contact with the Williams there. I was looking at the minimap. You would have seen it on your screen. The Williams goes off. I think he's got damage. Is it Baz? It is. Baz has gone off. I think he's got a broken wing, or he had a moment. Come back at the front runners. Speaking of which, I think Craig is a lot closer to the Ferrari driver here. He has his DRS on, he has his ERS on, and the kick driver is going to go to the right hand side, and he's going to make the move into T1, and we've had a change for the lead as Chiv pits. Chiv has gone into the pits as there's a switchback from the Ferrari driver, but the DRS of Craig Brook will mean that he is able to keep the inside line, but Leon is still fighting it, goes around the outside, he's going to have the inside. Going into T4, they're still side by side, but Cleon has to dip out of it. I don't know if there was a bit of wheel banging there or if he just thought the tires gave up on it, but he was not going to let that go, and he has his brother for company right on his gearbox as well. He backs out of it. We're not going to go on board with that, and that is that was an Aston Martin, I think, there of Rob. I think Rob had a moment. I just caught on the minimap there. He's fallen back 1.3 seconds from Arwen. And Luke is right on the gearbox of Rob there. I think he might have gone wide there, going through T5. I want to go back on board with Fatboy Sim here. He's saved up a bit of battery. He's burning his battery. He wants that lead back. He's in the tow. Tobias goes to defend, and Fatboy says, thank you very much. I'll go around the outside. He has to check the car a little bit there. It fought him. He's got DRS. They're going to go side by side again here, potentially all the way through here. Tobias keeps him honest, but this time, Fatboy Sim keeps the position, gave him room on the exit, but he has reclaimed the lead. I told you Luke would be the first of these to pit, obviously with the exception of Rob, unless he's had some sort of issue. We'll see. Gio has a big snap, but Pace keeps it very planted. Pace moves to the right-hand side of the Haas driver and into 6th position. Fatboy Sim going to come out ahead of Lucalis here. There's Lucalis on the right-hand side of your screen. You can't even see it because the broadcast camera isn't showing it. There's Lucalis there. Fatboy Sim just barely comes out ahead of the McLaren driver, but Fatboy Sim is on the hard tyre. So is he two-stopping, or is he taking the hards to the end? I think he'd be very brave to take it to the end. And Dale pits, so the Red Bulls have double stacked, but you must say Luke is going to make a hearty move on the Ferrari driver. This is for the net lead of the race as it stands. There's nothing the Ferrari driver can do. Luke passes him like he isn't even there, and in the background you could see Craig and Arwen come out of the pits behind these drivers on the Williams driver as well. Like, there's all sorts of position changes. I'm going to drop back here. I think that was Bosch and Davaro getting into it. Rob managed to make the pass, and he's going to be right on the back of Chiv as Bosch tries to go around the outside of the Williams driver there, who's dying on those hard tyres. Train here, as Fatboy Sim wasn't able to make the move. Gio could make a move at a particularly audacious place. Is he going to send it up the inside? It's a good break from the Williams. He squeezes him to the apex. Not a lot of room left from the Williams driver. Does not want the Haas driver to pass. It does look like it's getting darker. I wonder if we will have another interesting moment in this race. Rob, Chiv, Bosch, Baz, Skarma, Gio all pass pace there. Gio has a look at the inside. Skarma's making the move on the Williams driver, and oh, it's a bit of contact again, and the Williams driver's got enough speed to go past the pair of them. Gio goes on the inside of Skarma here. Oh, they're just keeping it out of each other. He's still there. They have to hook wheels a little bit. Vibora picks up a 10-second time penalty for spinning in the pit lane, and the Haas driver is still leading this train, remarkably so. Big snap from Skarma, big snap from Gio. I don't want to do anything but stay on board with this here. Craig is closing in on Luke as those medium tyres start to fall away. Fatboy Sim has pulled out of DRS zone, so we could see a move on the kick driver on the McLaren on the straight. We might have to dip back and look at that in a minute. Both Williams, the V-Carb and the Haas have been beaten 7 shades of something else out of each other. But I'm going to go on board with the kick driver here. Luke has fallen back from the Ferrari driver quite considerably now, and I think he might be about to lose a position. Skarma does get past Baz again in the middle sector there. We're going to have to go on board in a minute, but we're going to see Luke get passed here by Craig Brook. Arwen is too far back to make a move. These two have history equality. It's a big step from Skarma. Gio goes up the inside. It's a late move. Can't make it stick. Skarma goes to defend the inside of the chicane. Gio backs out of it, waits for it, and it's going to be single file. Skarma had a big moment. Gio saw an opportunity and took it, but that gap was closing very quickly. Arwen makes the pass on Luke there as his tyres start to fall away. What I want to know is Bosch going to make a move on Chiv? He's a lot closer this time. He's got a bit more battery. He's got the DRS, and he's going to go side by side and make the move down into T1. The Haas isn't close enough, so we'll see if Bosch can make this stick. Chiv is going to go back at him, I think. I think Bosch has enough, and he does. So Bosch will take this position through. Look how slowed down he is. There's a yellow flag at sector 2. It's a Baz, I think. Is that Baz? It is. A Williams is off. He's off. He's had a moment. He's spun. He's gone wide, but he's recovered. I think he might have wing damage or maybe steering damage. We'll see. I'm going to go back on board with Michelando here. Look how close he is to Chiv. Is he going to make a move here? No. He thinks better of it. But let's have a look at Michelando, who's in the toe of Chiv. He's got DRS on. Is he going to make a late move here? Michelando looks to switch to the racing line as Chiv goes down the inside of Bosch. Chiv makes the move, and they both go off there. K-Pax is very close to the pair of them here, as he has been flying on those medium tyres as Michelando sets the fastest lap so far. And K-Pax is going to make a move on Bosch, the kick driver, and makes his way up. I'm just going to go back here to Gio, I think, because this is going to be the best view. Look at these train of cars here. K-Pax goes side by side with Chiv as Gio goes into the toe of Bosch, and that's Skarma and Pace there. And I want to just quickly look at Chiv there, who is clobbered there, I think, by Bosch. Everybody seems to be driving next to each other as Gio goes around the inside of Bosch there. Does he make the move stick? He does. A great move from Gio there. And we look at these line of cars there. K-Pax on the medium tyres is left. Gio is tucked in behind Chiv, who's on aging hard tyres. Bosch follows behind in the kick there. And then it's Pace as well, who's got past Skarma in all of that. I didn't see because they are teammates. Lucalis on the fresh hards, who's just getting onto it. That looks like Pace going down on the inside of Bosch into T1, and Pace makes the move stick Very well done there. Gio goes a little bit wide. We could see Pace make a double move here. We're going to go on board. You see the Haas driver just in the mirror there. He gives him just enough room, and Pace goes around the outside of the Haas driver. And Pace is thriving right now. Bosch and Skarma there. Lucalis is just sitting on the back of the Haas now, trying to do what he can to gain some position. Skarma picks up another time penalty as Gio goes off. Oh, he does so well to keep that out of the wall. Luke manages to make the pass. Good reactions from Luke to not wipe out the Haas driver there, whose tyres are just starting to give up on him. I think Mika Lando's going to make a pass on his teammate there for P4. Obviously, might still have to pit again. We'll have to see. Fatboy Sim out ahead is extending his gap. Pace has also made a move down the inside of Chiv there, and Chiv says, thank you very much, I'm going to have that, as Pace goes too deep, but Bosch is going to have a look at them now. This Pace maybe has a look on the outside. Chiv defends very well. Bosch goes on the inside of Pace. Bosch goes in the inside, gives Chiv a good love tap for good measure as Pace reclaims the position. Bosch goes around the outside. They're side by side going into this quick corner. There's no room for two cars here. Is Bosch going to take the inside line? No, Pace makes the move around the outside. Cracking move from the VCAR driver there. We're going to see a streak of cars here, all pull out to one side of each other. You can see Pace and Chiv go side by side up the top there. Chiv defends the inside. Luke tucks in on the inside of the pair of them. He goes side by side with Pace here as Chiv still defends. But Pace is going to have the inside lane. Lucas maybe going to switch back. We'll have to see. Pace and Chiv have a little bit of bumper cars. And Pace and Chiv is collected. Chiv has gone off. He's gone off. He's kept it. He hasn't lost it, but Pace and Chiv were absolute beating the hell out of each other there. Excuse me. Is a yellow flag at sector 2? It's Gio. He's spun. Gio is spun. He's lost the position to Dale as well. K-Pax around the final corner. Is Lucalis going to make a move on those hard tires? Really starting to bed in now. DRS on, battery on. I don't know if there's a lot K-Pax can do here. Luke sits into the slipstream, makes the pass, and will move over to the left-hand side in plenty of time. Luke has moved up to P6, but we're going to watch Pace make a move here on K-Pax, who struggled on the medium tyres. They go side by side. Pace is going to outbrake the medium tyre runner, go around the outside. Oh, they've gotten a little bit close. Pace has a little bit of a snap, but he's got a second dose of DRS. And he might try and make the move stick this time as he goes down the inside. K-Pax goes around the outside. Those medium tyres will be screaming. And there's not enough grip. There is. No, excuse me. K-Pax manages to send it on the inside. I've got to say fair play to the Mercedes driver on those ancient medium tyres for keeping the position. Bosch is also probably going to make a move on Dale pretty soon as well. As Pace goes, K-Pax goes defensive. Pace uses his battery, makes the move, completely past, and I think he makes the move stick. But I'm going to go all the way here on board with one Fatboy Sim, the Ferrari driver on his first race of the season, returning as a reigning champion, couldn't race in Portugal, missed out on a boatload of points, but he won't care as he rounds the final corner. In Hungary, the checkered flag is waved, and Fatboy Sim wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. His first race win of the season. Craig Brook will take a healthy P2, as Arwin takes P3 as well on his first race of the season as well. Rob will round the final corner here as Luke is pushing Mika Lando through the last few corners. But it won't matter. Rob will take a very well-deserved P4 there. Mika Lando will take P5 and Luke P6, but will jump in due to the penalty. Pace then rounds the final corner. He will take P7 ahead of K-Pax and P8. Skarma recovers to P9 after an issue in qualifying and after a very eventful race. Chiv will come home to take P10. Bosch rounds the final corner in P11 and I think will jump Chiv to P10. He does, as Dale jumps the pair of them to P10. He wasn't carrying any penalties at all, so Bosch falls to P11, Chiv to P12. Kev will round us out to the final sector here to take P13. Gio, Baz and Vabor have all taken the flag in P16, 17 and 18. As the lapped cars, we see Kev come around now, and he takes P13. Chubby Slug as the AI will take P14, and Devaro in P15.